Hi everyone, this is Mark of TechPinas, and of course, I'm with my good friend, Starmobile's Head of Digital, Mr. Joeyson Uy. And thank you, Ryan, for having us here.
No problem.
Alam mo naman, of course, many of my readers talaga are avid fans of Starmobile, so
yes,
they're always eager to see the new products that that come from this great Pinoy companies. Congratulations pala, by the way, for the 5 million Facebook
Thank you very much.
followers na everyday growing pa rin to. No?
Oh,
Last
yes,
I checked,
growing.
parang 5 point, ilan na ba?
We're at 5.4.
Oh my God, so in no time.
As of this video, we're poised to break 5.5 by maybe the end of the month. If
That's
not by
great.
the end of the month, by next month, and hopefully by the year. Ambitious 5.7, 5.8.
Okay, and of course, I guess with the release of your new devices, talagang lalong dadami pa yan. Ano? Especially with products like the new Starmobile Up Sense, which is great for siguro the budget-conscious consumer who wants his devices or her devices to really reflect that kind of uplifting lifestyle that he has. So with that, let's do a quick unboxing and a quick siguro demo and hands-on of this cool release. So that's the Starmobile Up Sense. Okay, let's go! Okay, so Ryan, let's start with how the packaging looks and what's inside the box.
Okay, so let's take a look at the packaging first. We really kept the identity of the Up series very consistent. So it's still in the traditional red box of the Up series that we've had for the past year and a half or so. So if you pull it out, I'd like to believe we were the first ones to really start this whole pull-out box thing. At least from the local tech scene.
Do you find it flattering that other companies try to, mimic siguro how it looks?
A lot of things that other brands do flatter me. So among other things. Yes.
Okay.
So once you open the package, of course, you're going to be greeted. You're not going to be greeted by some weird instruction manual. I think the first thing that has to greet you from your packaging is the phone itself. And over here we have the Starmobile Up Sense, and this one is in space gray.
So the face, of course, has a 2.5D curved. Is this a scratch-resistant glass ba to, Ryan?
No, this is not a scratch. Well, it's got standard scratch resistance, but we threw in a free screen protector in there because everybody's pretty.
Is it pre-installed na ba, the screen protector?
The screen protector, I believe, is not yet pre-installed. For this particular unit, I've already installed it.
Okay, pero you can always ask naman the Starmobile staff to do it for you. Okay, and then the size, ano bang size nito, right?
In terms of the size, we've got a 5-inch HD display. Up here in front, you've got a 2,500 milliamp hour battery over here in the back. You've got your standard camera here in the back. You've got an 8-megapixel camera and tri-LED flash because
oo nga eh. So, but the rim, Ryan, because looking at it from here, para siyang metallic. Ano ba to?
Yes.
Is it chrome plated? Is it real metal?
The rim over here.
The rim of the entire phone.
Oh yeah. So the rim of the entire phone, it's a very sturdy and durable plastic.
Okay, but it's chrome plated. It looks to be chrome plated.
You'd think that. Pero,
from here, eh?
Yes. So we're looking more towards the aesthetic because there's really a segment of the market that's looking for well-designed, aesthetically pleasing smartphones.
Yeah.
So that's what we were trying to go for here with the Up Sense.
How about the back, Ryan? This one has a finish din, ano? Medyo parang you have a sheen. There's some sheen to it, okay?
So with the Up Sense, it has a brushed metal finish. The first time that we did this was with our Starmobile Up Neo, and initial impressions of the smartphone were very, very positive. Much to the point that it's been more than a year and people are still looking for the Up Neo. So we were like,
I remember that.
And when we would ask them why are you still looking for the smartphone, and they'd say, well, you've got a very good looking phone. And we'd say, what else? That's it, it's good looking. So we're like, oh, okay. So if you guys are looking for that brushed metal finish, then you've got it here.
Okay. So we've seen the phone. Later, balikan natin, of course, the other features. Okay, let's check out the other stuff inside the box.
Yeah, so in the package, you'll also get this. You'll get a jelly case.
Okay.
Yeah, so we pull that stuff out. You've got your standard set of accessories, your charger, USB cable, your nice in-ear headset, warranty certificate, of course, and your quick start guide.
Always,
so, The usual thing that people would look for but never really read per se is the user instruction manual. But for the longest time, we've already pre-installed that on our smartphones.
But the one thing I like though that users can read sa packaging ng Starmobile always is the complete specs talaga at the printed on the box itself, di ba?
Yes.
Yan yung that's really, I think it reflects the effort that you put into really informing the consumers talaga.
Yes. So over here at the back of the box, you have the spec sheet of the Starmobile Up Sense, and of course you've got the other colors that it's available in, such as rose gold and champagne.
So you know exactly what you're getting.
Oh yeah, definitely. You should know. You should definitely know what you're getting. One of the things that I've believed for a very long time, I mean, ever since we released the Starmobile Astra, was that we have to continuously help to educate the Pinoy consumer about the kind of technology that they're getting from a local brand such as us. That we want to give them only the very best that money can buy at their price point in terms of technology and in terms of aesthetic.
That's great. Okay, so let's talk. Okay, so let's talk about the phone more, Ryan.
Yes.
Let's start with the features outside, diba?
Okay. So externally, the first thing that will probably greet you when you turn on the smartphone is this nice little button over here, and this is your fingerprint sensor. So as you can see right now, the quick start guide has already launched, so you can actually start setting up your fingerprint over here.
You know what, Ryan? Pardon me for making this comparison, no? Pero from this angle, parang it looks a lot like an iPhone, eh, di ba? Is that something that you consciously tried to to do with this phone, or nangyari na lang?
Well, I would have to say that we were really gunning for a certain aesthetic, and we know what exactly the Pinoy consumer wants to see on their smartphone. So the trend nowadays has been to come out with smartphones with fingerprint sensors, smartphones with curved glass on the screen. The problem normally with this trend is that it's normally been priced a little out of reach. So you're talking around the 8, 9, 10,000s. You're even talking about the 13,000 price range.
Yeah.
But for us, we were looking at our product lineup and we were thinking, how do we come out with a smartphone with this aesthetic at this price point to make it more affordable for our Starmobile fans?
So you have the fingerprint scanner. This one, of course, is integrated with the home button, right?
Yes, it's integrated with the home button as well. So pressing the fingerprint scanner while, let's say, the screen is off will actually help to turn on the smartphone.
Is it clickable ba talagang you can?
Oh yes, it's really clickable. Okay. Yes, I think people will still be looking for that feeling.
Of being able to click it.
Yeah, not just vibration, for example.
Okay, yeah. So the screen is, again, it's a 5-inch display, Ryan.
Yes.
Okay, this one what's the resolution in the display type?
Yes, so we have a 5-inch HD IPS display. I'm personally a fan of the space gray, particularly because our default wallpaper for the smartphone is black. Once you turn it on, it's kind of like, wow, it's kind of like the full screen is black.
Correct.
Yeah. So apart from that, the other thing I want to take note of is the 2.5D glass. And funnily enough, we were actually the first smartphone back in 2000, I believe it was 2013, to come out with a smartphone with 2.5D glass. No one was talking about 2.5D glass yet. That was with our Diamond S1.
Oh yeah, I remember the Diamond series talaga.
Yeah, and I remember at that time people were saying, oh, 8990, that's pretty pricey for a curved glass smartphone. And now we're talking about this 3 years later, and now it's at 4290.
But then again, the Diamond line, if I remember correctly, it's really positioned towards talagang elegant. It's more of your parang mid-range, which is really targeted towards users who are more discerning in terms of the design of their phones.
Yes, it's always about that discerning customer. They're not looking for the cheapest phone, but they're looking for the best bang for their buck smartphone.
Okay, yeah, I understand. And then as for the imaging capabilities, Ryan?
In terms of imaging capabilities, at the back you have an 8 megapixel camera at the back, and you have a 2 megapixel camera in front. Say hi to the audience.
Well, let me focus on that. Hi.
There we go. It's a very clear 2 megapixel camera.
Okay.
And one of the things that we've integrated, something that we've kept for a while, is this flashing of the peace sign, because Asians like the peace sign.
Yeah, the peace sign. And then kanina you were showing to me the main camera. Ilang resolution to, Ryan?
Yes, so we
Again,
have an 8-megapixel camera at the back.
8 megapixel, and then it has triple
Yes.
LED flash. So why the decision to make it a triple LED flash?
Well, for this particular camera, we were thinking going either dual LED flash or tri-LED flash. And one of the common pitfalls, at least in the Philippines in particular, is that there's not a lot of light, even at night. So it's not like you're not looking at cities like our Asian counterparts. They have a lot of light at night. There's all these different colors.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to take a nice shot in the dark. So one of the...
Can we try out the flash kaya, right?
Sure.
Just for them to see how bright it is talaga.
So let's see, let me just turn on that flash. Just pointing at you. There we go.
There you go.
Of course, we're in a brightly lit environment. It's going to be hard to
to see the difference
regarding the flash. But we make it a very important point. It has to be bright, but not too bright that it overexposes the shot.
Can I see that? Try the shot again.
Yeah.
Medyo, lapit mo na sa'yo, bro.
Okay.
And there you have it. That's great. So siguro if you love going out at night and with your family and friends, this is certainly a feature you will appreciate.
Oh yes, definitely. Once we've got clearer streets, get safer to walk. Really nice to take pictures out on the streets.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so how about the internal hardware, Ryan? The processor, the RAM, and the internal storage.
Over onto the hardware, we've got a 1.3 gigahertz quad-core processor from MediaTek.
Okay.
We also have 1 gigabyte of RAM, helping to get things along. We have 8 gigabytes of internal storage. And again, we're just repeating from what I said a while ago, a 2,500 milliamp hour battery.
Okay. So 2,500. Ilang oras ba to, Ryan, on a full charge?
On a full charge, it'll very much get you through the day. I mean, I have some office mates who are currently using the Up Sense, and they finish off their days with like 20-30% of battery left. So that's a pretty big amount of battery.
And of course, given the screen size, medyo treat na rin na ganun siya kalaki.
Yes.
2.5 is big for a 5-inch phone.
Yes, because we don't want to scrimp on the battery, especially we've got some of the bigger battery smartphones. But here we were gunning for aesthetic, so 2,500 that seemed like a sweet spot battery.
Yeah, the same, not sacrificing the size of the phone, of course, and the thickness, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so Ryan, given all of the features that you mentioned, including the fingerprint scanner, which is one of my favorite features currently on a smartphone,
Yes.
bilis niyan, you just put your finger and you've already unlocked the phone. What kind of user do you think would appreciate a handset like this?
What kind of user? Well, we're looking at people who really are looking for a certain class of smartphone. They want something that looks good, something that feels good and works excellently. So not only do you have a very capable and dependent chipset running things in the back, but also you've got this very nice screen up front, because a lot of the time you will be looking at this screen. It's HD, it's got to be pleasing to the eyes. And as a fun fact, people on average unlock their phones 80 times a day.
Wow.
Yes. So just imagine doing that 80 times.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do it a little more on the commute because you're getting, jittery. So putting that fingerprint sensor in there also helps to speed the process along. You don't have to go through the pattern. And I think if you've had very interesting friends, they might want to play around with your phones. If they know your pattern, you're pretty much well and done. But if you put in that fingerprint over there and just the right complicated password, then there's no way of getting
Yeah, I guess so. If, for example, if you're, of course, we all have that
one friend.
That one friend, or maybe if you, I don't want to say it, if you're, for example, in a relationship with someone and it's really just always checking the messages or in your phone, and you want to have more quiet life din siguro you really want to keep your privacy talaga really intact, I guess, di ba?
Oh yeah.
Or you really want to be, if you're a very private person na lang siguro, if you're that you really value security, not everyone will be able to access the data or the content in your phone easily,
Yes.
then I guess this will be a phone that you will appreciate as well.
Oh, definitely. And maybe just to show some of our users here over at TechPinas, we actually have some interesting, there's actually an interesting feature here that I want to share. It's with regards to the fingerprint. So let me just enroll my fingerprint first.
Okay,
There we go.
now let's show that, Ryan.
So you can see that the fingerprint actually reads quite fast. Let's see, just need to move the angles. And you will notice if I'm pressing it on the same angle, it will not read my fingerprint. So it wants me to move my thumb around so that I can get the best possible shot. There we go. Oh, okay, so it knows that it's already enrolled. Let's press something else.
So you'd really have to really put all of, I guess, all of the panels, all of the size of your finger talaga on the
Yep.
on the pad.
Yep. That's just to make sure that you don't lock yourself out.
Yeah.
So now that I've got two fingerprints set up, there's actually two different kinds of locks that you can put in. One is the app locker. Basically, if you've already enrolled your fingerprint, you can actually lock an app. So again, it's for
okay. So you can also use that for locking apps. Can you do that for Facebook?
Yes.
For
So
example,
for example, let's put in a password. Okay. Let's see. There we go. And then confirm. Okay. There we go. So now that I've set my password, you can actually lock
Quick natin, right?
your app of
So
choice.
just zoom in. Okay. Oh, so you can choose all the apps that all at the same time, to, no? Parang in just one section of the settings.
Yes. So let's say I want to lock my camera because someone likes taking selfies and changing my wallpaper. So I can just set it up that way. Back.
Well, that's a really nice feature. Yeah.
I can also encrypt messages, so I can input my password.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. So it can actually decrypt messages using my fingerprint.
That's great.
Currently, with what the software can currently do, it's basically any of the fingerprints that you've set up. If you've enrolled, let's say 5 fingerprints, all 5 of your fingerprints, all 5 of the allowable fingerprints, then any of those 5 can unlock any of the apps that you've currently locked. Yeah. So at this time, you can't do the let's say using my thumb,
Yeah,
my
for
camera,
different applications,
using my pinky for Facebook or something like that. Yeah.
But that's a high level of protection na talaga, no?
Oh yeah,
definitely. Can you also do it for launching apps talaga, Ryan, or not yet?
I believe so. So if you go to Fingerprint Quick Launch.
You also have that feature pala.
So you can define each of the fingerprints functions. So let's say if I want to use my thumb to quick start an app. There we go. So let's say I want to use it to open Gmail. Finger 2, quick dial. Let's say I wanted to.
Oh, so you can do parang not just quick launch an app, but also a specific function, Can we try that, Ryan, coming from the lock screen, for example?
Start the screen.
Up for what? Focus natin.
There we go. Oops. So there, it opens up my Gmail.
Can you show that again, Ryan?
Turn it off again. I'll press it with my thumb. It should open Gmail. Oops.
There you go.
I use my pointer finger. It goes to settings.
Okay, that's nice. Ano siya, no? Parang it's not just so this innovation coming from Starmobile is really, well, you really took advantage of that pad. It's not just really for unlocking the phone. Talagang it's you also try to find ways na by which you can that hardware feature could make the user experience far better.
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's all about functionality. You can throw in all the bells and whistles that you want, but if it's something that's not really useful to your client, then you're just pretty much throwing random stuff in there.
Okay, so Rai, with all that, I'm really impressed with this release. So when can we get it, and how much will it be, and in how many colors will it be out in?
Well, the Starmobile Up Sense is now available nationwide. You may visit any of our partner retailers, our concept stores, our kiosks, and the Up Sense is available for 4,290 pesos. As mentioned previously, you can get it in either of these three colors. You've got the rose gold, you've got the champagne, and you've got the space gray.
Okay, TV friends, that's Mr. Ryan Joeyson Uy. He's the head of Digital of Starmobile, and with him, of course, is Starmobile Up Sense. Great phone. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thumbs up.